Welcome back. Since I'm on a roll here, figured I'd just keep this train moving, and it's not the big train. It is Waite Hoyt. This is one of my favorite cards, for sure. And I think he's just a great player. I really love Waite Hoyt and the story of Waite Hoyt. And great commentator, right? Broadcaster, very intelligent person, good personal friend of Babe Ruth, and a pretty solid baseball player, you know? I really do love those players that are such a huge part of baseball history. I mean, if he hadn't, the season that he had in 1927, right, and the career that he had a really, really strong career. A great pitcher, and I know he gets like short shrift in some Hall of Fame conversations that he should or shouldn't be there. I mean, the fact that the guy's one of the better pitchers of his era, he really does stand out. Um, and I think he's a great personality too, a great figure, and the remarks that he has on the game. Right, there's pages just dedicated to like quotes that he has talking about every player from his time and his experience in the league, and um, obviously he had a pretty crazy broadcasting career after his time in the league as well. Um, a lot of cool stories. I think he was like in vaudeville or something too. He did like some traveling circus stuff, but those are the things, right? I think along with Dizzy Dean. I mean, obviously though, Dizzy Dean had one of the best seasons in baseball history as a pitcher, but this guy, pretty solid season as well in 27 and a couple others. I really love this set. It's the vintage typography for me that really does it. You can see it in some of the old Spalding guides too. There's something really like soothing and I don't know, like powerful about the aesthetics and the aesthetic quality of these cards. I really love the E121, and I think the E120 too. Not the 122, but the 120, comma two. Um, they're very elegant. And they capture this moment in time. It's like modernizing. It's on the cusp of like modernity. Very, very simple and straightforward card here. I kind of want to rotate this. There we go. But I like it, I like it the other way almost better. Very simple and straightforward card here, but I love like kind of like the obviously like kind of ill manicured field. I guess he's throwing a pitch maybe in like practice or warming up. You can see kind of the casual aspect of what's going on there. It almost looks like a practice situation uh, that they've photographed here. Very clean typography at the bottom. I have a good one of Urban Shocker that I'll share, which is the 22 Nielsen's chocolates, which kind of cribs the. I'm gonna flip this back, which cribs the E120, just E120 American caramel design. And on the back, it has the Nielsen's chocolates pitch. 120 pictures of baseball's leading stars. This is from the 120 card set, and I know there's another one made by the American Caramel Company. I really love these caramel candy cards, the chocolate cards. There's something a little more wholesome about them than the cigarette cards. I mean, for obvious reasons, but there's some really great kind of world historical figures, philosophers, scientists, poets, whatever, that are in primarily chocolate cards and candy cards from all over the world. So it's a really fantastic kind of cross cultural thing. I'd say actually primarily chocolate cards seem to be the thing that carry across borders, whether it's Belgium, France, Spain, Cuba, obviously tobacco as well, and into the U.S. and Italy, uh, etc. Probably even Russian, but mostly CDBs from there that I have and I'm working with. This is just a great piece for me. I love kind of just like a little bit of that tinge, that tone of the age of the card. Um, it's one of those ones I'm not a huge fan of the kind of the I was going to say like the glass or plastic cages for the cards. I'd really love to just kind of have these all raw, but I obviously purchased this one in the PSA. Um, the image for this and just it's just awesome. It's a really, really great horizontal card. I think it's one of the just a couple in this set that are horizontal. Um, I really do like it this way though, facing up like that. No real temptation to flip it. The quality of the image, it's almost like a newspaper photograph, something that you would see in the Spalding guides or the Sporting News. And obviously, right, you have Sporting News cards from this era as well. Great piece. I don't have terribly much to say about it further beyond this though. He has a pretty solid memoir, which is where I've read a lot of the really interesting quotes. You talk about like Mickey Cochran or Babe Ruth or the different seasons in his career that he had and interacting with his managers and fellow teammates and people across the league. Seemed to be a very well known and relatively, if not well liked guy. Um, which very very articulate, as it's obvious to see in those books, and it's great to get a snapshot from someone as philosophically and whole-minded as he was as a player and a person. It's a big part of what I look for. I mean, obviously, there's you collect the grades, right? And I have no issue with. Obviously, I was showing that Lou Gehrig press production photo earlier. There's really really classic players, but someone like Waite Hoyt, I think, is tends to be forgotten, except for vintage collectors and kind of historians of the game. You'll obviously see him in the Hall of Fame, but he's not one of those 1927 Yankees or Yankees from that period of time, right? The entirety of the 20s themselves. That's so remembered. I think he's definitely remembered in the Midwest for his broadcasting, but I mean, obviously, casual fans will know Ruth or Gehrig or even Lazeri, right? But I gotta those early Combs, right, or Coombs. It's got one of him that I'll share soon too. But I really enjoy those players, right? That were a huge part of those big teams, like the 27 Yankees or the Gas House Gang or those Connie Mack athletic teams that formed a big part of the foundation, but are often not as spoken in the same sentence with the I guess so-called top tier legends of the game. So this is a great card. Love the Waite Hoyt. I was thinking about getting one of the cash-ins initially. Had a deal that I thought was going to come through, or was thinking about on Net 54, but everything kind of happens for a reason and a purpose and a direction. And I'm very happy with this one. I think ultimately, right, I really do love having that caramel back or the Nielsen's chocolate back. I think it adds a lot as opposed to the blank backs of the cash-in cards. Um, some of the other blank back stuff like exhibits, but the early Combs one I have, or Combs, I'm not sure of the exact pronunciation. It's got a postcard back on it, which is really interesting. It's one of the foreign ones, so we'll get to that sooner or later. Good talking with you guys. Episode 3. I hope you liked it. Leave me some comments or anything like that, and we'll be back with another one.